Jacob was in a state of absolute terror. He was returning to his homeland after 20 years, and he had just received word that his brother Esau was coming to meet him with 400 armed men. Years earlier, Jacob had stolen Esau's birthright and blessing. He expected a massacre. To protect his family, Jacob sent them across the Jabbok River, leaving himself completely alone in the dark, silent desert. He was stripped of his wealth, his family, and his pride. He was a man waiting for his past to catch up with him. Suddenly, out of the darkness, a man appeared. Without a word, the man lunged at Jacob, and an intense physical wrestling match began. The Bible doesn't describe this as a vision or a dream. It was a gritty, dusty, bone-crushing struggle. They wrestled all through the night, as the muscles of both men burned with exhaustion. The man saw that he could not overpower Jacob, not because he lacked the strength, but because Jacob refused to give up. As the first light of dawn began to break over the horizon, the stranger did something extraordinary. He simply touched the socket of Jacob's hip, and it instantly popped out of joint, even in agonizing pain, with a limb that no longer worked. Jacob did not flee. In that moment, he realized this was no ordinary man. He realized he was wrestling with the divine. Instead of letting go, Jacob gripped the stranger even tighter and gasped, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." The stranger asked, "What is your name?" Jacob answered truthfully. In Hebrew, Jacob means heel grabber or deceiver. It was a confession of who he had been his whole life. Man who cheated and manipulated to get ahead. The stranger replied, "Your name will no longer be Jacob but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome." Israel means one who struggles with God. As the sun rose, the stranger departed. Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, "It is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared." Jacob walked away from that encounter with two things: a new name and a permanent limp. He was physically weaker, but spiritually stronger than he had ever been. He no longer had to rely on his own cleverness. He had been broken and blessed by the Creator.